Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Engaging Early Learners. We are back with another episode in our summer guest series. And today I am joined by someone who has a very special connection to me in multiple ways. She was actually my student teacher a few years ago, like more than a few years ago. We were just kind of trying to calculate. And it's been super fun to watch Jess go from being my student teacher to then being like a real, actual teacher on her own. Today, we are going to talk all about the transition from student teaching to your first few years of teaching, having me as a student teaching, cooperating teacher, whatever you call it, the things that we prepared her for, didn't prepare her for, and any advice that she might be giving to first year teachers or just teachers in general. So, welcome, Jess. I'm so happy you're here.
So great to be here. Not really. I was dreading this. I'm scared of this. I don't even know where to start. But I'm here. I'm here.
Well, I'm really excited you're here, and I know
Yeah.
you don't want to be doing this. This is actually
Yeah.
the last place you want to be right now,
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
recorded, talking to me. But I do
And post
think
it.
that our experience together and now like your experience as a teacher could help people. Remember, that's what we're trying
Sure.
to do here.
I'm
We're
here to
trying to.
help America.
Okay, perfect. This will be a fun one today, guys. All right, so
And a short one. It's a short one today, folks. Sorry. Don't get your hopes up.
she's hoping it's a short one, but we'll see about that.
We'll see where the pod takes us.
Yeah, you're stuck here. So let's start by maybe just saying a little about yourself. And I know that's like the last thing you
Okay.
want to do right now, but like, what
Let's
did
go
you
back
go?
to the beginning.
Let's go back to the beginning. Like, what did you go to college for? What was your situation with like your undergrad, your master's? Because I know you were with me in your master's year. Why
Mhm.
was that? And like, you had never been in a classroom before. Just like explain a tiny bit about
Okay.
that. And then maybe if you want to stop at the student teaching part.
So I went to Drew University from 2016 to 2020, and then I did my master's from 2020 to 2022. In my undergrad, you couldn't, there was no, um, what do they call it?
Like,
Major. There was no major to be in education. Like that didn't exist. Drew didn't have that. It was private school. You could do like a 4+1 program. So like you could major in math and then join the education program and be that was kind of like your little bit of a minor or your specialty.
yep.
I wanted to be a teacher, didn't go to a teaching school. Um, so your undergrad, you could pick anything. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just was like, I want to be a teacher, duh. And that wasn't an option. So it was either math, like a math major, a social studies, an English, science, psych, or sociology. I was scared of math, science,
Every
all of
subject.
that. And I was like, okay, like what's the easiest? And first I was like, maybe psych is. No, it's not. It was sociology. And what was it? Cut this out. What was I gonna do with that major? Like what was I gonna do with that? I don't know. I don't know. So whatever. I majored in sociology, and then in my junior year, it was your time to apply for the education program. And Miss Mar here did not have the grades because you needed a high GPA, and I was having the time of my life.
Yeah.
So I then had to pay the piper and enter as an education major for 2 years instead of one, which honestly, it's fine because that's how I got enrolled. Actually, it helped because oh no, cut this too. It was COVID. So like I got to pick wherever I wanted to go. So because of COVID, I got to pick what was close to my house instead of Drew assigning me a certain school. So COVID kind of helped me cut that out. Um, so I got placed with Bridgewater because it was the closest to my house and I was doing school online. And then when it was time for schools actually to come back, and then that's how I entered Rachel Glossman's classroom. And
Yeah.
I was so scared.
And when I was asked to take a student teacher, or when I volunteered, I don't even remember how it went, I found out that this was going to be for a whole year. And I had maybe a more typical college experience as an education major where I was placed in schools all throughout my undergrad. And my last semester of my undergrad was my student teaching. So it was just like the 15 weeks. I did half of it in a special ed classroom, half
Mm.
of it in a gen ed
Wow.
classroom. So then I hear that I'm getting this student teacher
For a whole year.
for a whole year. And I mean, please, like for me, that's a dream. Like now, like I
Yeah.
love teaching teachers and I love sharing my knowledge. So this was like a dream,
Yeah.
but a little scary because I was like, I hope this person is good. I hope it's a nice person. Like there's so many factors
Take a gamble. Yeah.
if we're
It's a
going to be
gamble.
stuck together for a
For
whole
a whole
year.
year.
And I
For
think
180 days.
180 days. I think the first half of it though, you came like every other day.
Yeah, it was every other day. And we kind of, this was the great thing about Drew, because when you got a chance to student teach for a whole year, but you also got to like not jump right in. They eased you in. You got to see if you and your cooperating teacher hit it off in the middle of the year. You as like the student made a decision of like, do I want to stay with this teacher in this school? Or you had the option, if it really wasn't going well,
Wait, did I know that?
no. I just hit approved, approved, I'm staying. Yeah.
Wait,
So there were some people that switched halfway through when it became, I think it was after winter break.
this is so funny.
I became full time for the spring. Yeah.
Five
And I
years
was like,
later, I
I'm
had no
staying.
idea. I had no idea you could have left.
Yeah.
You could have been like, this girl, I'm good
It's
on
like, I
this.
can't do this.
Oh my
No.
God.
Yeah. And then I
Okay.
was full time, 5 days a week.
Right.
And
When we came
the
back in
responsibilities became more. And I was like, oh dear.
yeah, when we came back in January, it was like you're there every day
Yeah.
until you graduated in May. And then even
Yep.
after that, you came a
And I was
little
subbing
extra.
every single day,
You were subbing every single day.
but
Yeah.
all different grades, which actually kind of helped until the school year ended. I found a job. So,
Well,
like,
slow down.
perfectly aligned.
Let's slow down.
Fine. You're right. Back to the beginning.
Back to the beginning. So, like, you start student teaching. The first half of the year, you're there every other day.
Mm-hmm.
Second half of the year, you're there every day.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to share any of your thoughts on your student teaching experience, or is that too broad for you?
Way too broad.
Okay. Do you feel like your student teaching experience was helpful?
Okay. So I feel strongly about this because let me backtrack a little. I
Yeah.
think college doesn't teach you anything about how to be a teacher. You could
No.
put all the books in front of me and I would be like, okay, like, but how do I do it?
Yep.
And like you can sit in a classroom and say like, oh, I can do that, but when it's time to actually get up there in front of 22 kids and a teacher and like you're on and you are the teacher and you are teaching them and you are responsible, it's a whole different ball game. And it's like a panic. Like this podcast, it's a panic because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to do it. Am I doing it right? Is this awful? Are the like, and who cares if a 7 year old is judging you? But like in that moment, you care if a
Oh,
7 year old is judging you.
you cared. You cared.
Oh, I I was hyperventilating.
Yep.
I needed to leave the room. I was like, redo. It was almost like I was an actress, and I was like, let's
Cut.
try this again. Let's
Cut.
try this again.
Yep.
And like the kids also understood, like, okay, like Miss Mars learning how to be a teacher.
Yes.
So like when we would say like, all right, scratch this, forget it, let's redo this. They were on board with us, and they were like, yeah, Miss Mars, do it again, try it again. So like
That was
they enjoyed it.
that was so fun. Like the kids obviously knowing that like you're there learning too,
Hmm.
I think made it so much more fun. And I don't remember if you said this at the beginning, but you came like the year after all the COVID stuff was kind of settling. Like
Hmm.
I think kids like had to still wear a mask,
Yes.
but we had all of them in the room. They just had to
Yeah.
be like 3 feet apart, whatever, like whatever it was. But we had a full class, but they were finally
Yeah.
all back. So it was like such a fun year because finally everyone's back.
Hmm.
We had you. I was co-teaching, so there were like lots of adults in the room that were able to work with the kids, help. Like
Yeah.
it was like such a fun, like thinking
Yeah,
back, like we had the time of our life together. I mean, it helped that we became friends through the process,
exactly.
obviously.
Hmm.
But like we had so much fun.
But also, like, I loved my professors. I loved Drew. I thought it was a great school.
Yeah.
But this is any college. Like, no one teaches you how to be a teacher until
Oh
like
yeah, let's
you
go
are
back
in
to
it.
that. Yeah. And because you in your undergrad didn't take any education classes, right?
Yeah,
So like your education
it was
classes
all in
didn't
those two
start
years.
until those 2 years.
Yeah.
So 1 year of just classes and then 1 year of classes and student teaching, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
And
So I
you
was
were
going to school after
weren't you
night
dual
school.
majoring in special ed and gen ed or no? Did I lie about
Yes.
that? You were.
Yes. Yeah. So there was like a lot going on, and it was great learning in the classroom. But I enjoyed being in the elementary school with Rachel and with the kids and with the other cooperating teacher because like that's where I was really, really learning. And then
You were like learning it in real time.
in real time. And I asked like other people who went to four-year colleges for education, and it sounded like selfishly, my experience was better because I had a full year
Uh
just learning how to become a teacher instead of
Completely.
like 6 weeks here, 6 weeks here, like, okay, thanks, see ya, good luck.
I think this
That's it.
I think this conversation would be a lot different with someone who had that type of experience. I mean, like I did. Like I had that
Yeah.
short little experience. It like kind of taught me some things. I feel like I learned more in my first year of teaching than I did in student teaching, where I feel like you would maybe say differently. Like you learned so much in your student teaching year.
I learned everything going into I learned everything in student teaching, so I felt
Yeah.
really great going into my first year of teaching, but I still as much as Rachel prepared me and like this girl can
Mhm.
prepare anybody, like
Mhm.
she'll get you in tip top shape. Like I was so confident everybody that I was going to be potentially working with saw the confidence, but like I still had no idea. I was on my own. Like there was no Rachel to be like, what do I do? Cut the class, cut, like restart. Like I was on my own finally, and
Yeah.
that was the scary part.
Yes.
So as much as I was so beyond prepared, I feel
But I
so
feel like
thankful and blessed, but
you can never be 100% prepared though because
oh my gosh, no.
I mean, maybe if you had stayed at our school, like where you student taught, maybe if you got hired there, you would be more prepared because you would know the curriculum, how we do things,
Yeah.
whatever. But you were so,
But I don't know. Looking back, I don't know if that would have been good for me because I think I still would have been like, let me ask Rachel. Where's
oh,
Rachel?
you
And I would have
100%.
relied. I wouldn't have been on my own of like,
Yes.
okay, I have to figure this out.
No, you
I still would have
definitely
been
would
like,
have come to our
Rachel,
room every day,
and been like, what do I do?
every day.
What do I do? What do I do?
But I
So
think,
like, it was a blessing in disguise, but
oh, and it helped you grow as a person
yes.
and as
Mm-hmm.
a teacher because you had to learn how they do things. But I feel like from student
Mm-hmm.
teaching, at least your foundation was there. Like classroom management,
Classroom
you
management.
knew. And like I think
Yes.
that
That
I've
was the
talked about,
biggest.
yeah, I've talked about that on here before. Like classroom management, like you take like classroom management 101, right? Like in college,
Yeah.
whatever it's called, and you cannot have classroom management until you're in it. You had it,
Mhm.
and I feel like that's the biggest thing. Like you could learn the curriculum later, you can learn like how they
And
arrive,
that's what you
how they
always
dismiss.
said.
Yes, I always said that. Classroom management is the number one, and you got
Mhm.
that down in student teaching. You saw how we did it. I mean, by then I was multiple years in. I was like
Yeah.
4 or 5 years in. My co-teacher had been teaching for like 20 plus years.
Hmm.
So you really had like great examples and
Yeah.
you got that down. So then when you went to your new district, yeah, you had to learn a lot, but you had the foundation.
Hmm.
You were ready for 20 kids to walk in.
Yeah. And then that's what a lot of when I started my first year teaching, my principal said, you can't, she said, you could teach anybody anything, but you can't teach a teacher how to teach. But you can't
Yeah.
teach the love for it. You can't teach classroom management. You could try,
Yes.
but she's like, I could teach you this curriculum and like, you'll be great, but like, you can't teach, I don't even know exactly
No,
what she
no,
said.
no. It's the same thing that my principal used to say when we would hire people, because there would be people in interviews that just seemed like they just loved teaching.
Hmm.
Teaching like just came like exuded out
Natural.
of them, right? And they just like were able to manage a class in their demo, like whatever.
Hmm.
But maybe with the technical things and the standards and the whatever, they weren't so tip top shape with that stuff. But you can't teach a teacher those first set of things. You
Yes.
can't teach someone to love what they do, to be able to manage a group of 20 kids running around,
Hmm.
especially you going into kindergarten. But you can teach them the curriculum and all that stuff. That can come later. So I feel like our principals, like, they told us the same sentiment,
Yeah.
and it's so true. Like, you went in with all the foundational things.
Yeah. And I also went into your classroom and I've talked to a lot of my friends about this where everybody's very jealous of my experience because I called her in one of my interviews, I called Rachel which she is, a teacher influencer, and that she had over 1.2 million followers.
You lied. I don't
Like,
have
that's how
those.
much, like, I loved Rachel and, like, being in this classroom and, like,
You just
the
made
things that she would
numbers up.
show me. And they were like, wow. And I was like, yes. Whereas a lot of people's student teaching experience was a bit rougher or a little more old school, or it was boring and they didn't take anything away from that experience, which is so sad because I didn't want to leave the second grade room. I wanted to stay forever with Rachel.
Is someone in the room?
Yeah, it's cold.
In my blanket.
We're literally recording a
Cut.
podcast.
Cut. What's up, girls? Yeah, wait, and also fiance Cole was along for the ride because he was there from the start
Yeah.
and saw the panic before I went to work of like, I have to go to student teaching, and he was like, yeah, like, you're gonna rock it. Meanwhile, I was like, stomach aches. I have to get up in front of these kids. I don't know what I'm doing. I remember one time one of the kids asked me how water got here.
Oh yeah.
I said, I don't know. And I was like, can somebody help me? And I asked the veteran teacher, and she said, the water cycle. Right? The water cycle?
Yeah.
I don't even know the answer this day. But like things like that, I was like, what if I don't know? You're the teacher. You're supposed to know it all. I didn't know where water came
Do you
from.
remember your
I think I said,
adverbs lesson?
I actually said, it just came here when we got here. Like, like iconic. And like that was 20-year-olds. Was I 21? Oh my God, I hope not.
I don't know. How old are you now?
I don't, 28.
You were like 22.
So 22-year-old me was like, it just got here when we got here. Like, I didn't know. I didn't know. But anyway,
You didn't know.
I'm a great teacher.
No, you are a phenomenal teacher because now I've gotten to see you in your like full teaching role. I've helped you set up your classroom,
Yes.
what,
Every
like
single year.
every single year.
Hmm.
We've posted about it.
Oh, yeah.
You worked as a kindergarten teacher in one school for 3 years, right?
Yes.
And then
Loved it.
the school was going through like a lot of redistricting and whatever.
Mhm.
And I think you were going to stay at your school, but then there was like a lot of admin changes and you were like, I think I need a shift. You also were moving. You moved to
I
North
was moving.
you moved to North Jersey instead of living in South
Yep.
Jersey. So you just like it was time. It was like
I had
perfect.
to go.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
perfect timing. You got a kindergarten position again, but in a
Hmm.
different district, and now you just had your first year there.
Loved it.
Yes, two completely different school districts. I mean, we were just talking
Yes.
about this morning. We went to brunch together. And in your old district, you there was a lot more structure. And in your new district, there's a lot less structure. And both are good, right? Because you
Hmm.
were someone at first, and don't let me speak for you, but you were someone at first that kind of needed that structure and to be told.
I needed that structure to a T. When I started out with my first job, I was so scared to be on my own in a classroom and be responsible to teach 22 kindergartners literally the foundational skills that they need to read. And I was like, what if I can't do that? But this district had so much structure, like down to timestamps of like how long should you spend on phonics, how long should you spend on phonemic awareness, and like how long do centers go for, like down to a science where like you couldn't mess it up if you tried because the timestamps told you what to do. The curriculum was right there in front of you, and there was online sources. So like if I didn't know what I was doing, I could refer to the slides, and there was like teacher notes. Like they gave you the blueprint and said, now go do it.
Yep.
You could, of course, like make it your own, but like I was so new. I loved it. I followed a script, but like kind of made it into my own little language. I made it fun. So
Yep.
it wasn't boring, but I thrived off of that structure. Now, 2, 3 years later, I knew what I was doing. Like I didn't need so much of that structure, but like I still knew what the expectations were.
Yep.
Now, in my 4th year at this new district, there's a lot more freedom. And I love the freedom because I know the kindergarten standards. I know how to teach kindergarten. I know what I'm doing. I don't need that structure. So I can now think of my own things to do or
Yep.
like take the objective and make it my own because I know kindergarten. Like
Yeah.
I can do it in my sleep. Now, if I was a first year teacher at this new district, which is a great district, I think I would have been in a little bit more lost because as a person, I need structure to
Yeah.
know what I'm doing.
Yes.
But that's everybody's different. Everybody's personality is different. So like my friend who also started last year at this new district, she didn't need that structure. She kind of likes to go with the flow. She'll figure it out. But I needed that.
Yeah. You
So
needed that
now
in your first couple
that
years.
experience, yes. But now I love it because there's freedom, there's flexibility. They love new ideas, make things into your own, and like they give you props because that's what teaching is all about, like making things into your own. And as long as you get the objective across, like that's really all that matters.
Right.
So I personally love that.
Well, and it's nice now because you know what you're doing. Like you said,
Exactly.
you are not the kind of person that would have liked that at the beginning. I would have, like being able to do whatever I wanted.
You know what this reminds me of?
Yeah.
When we had to do Ed TPA,
Hmm.
and I had no idea. I was still learning how to be a teacher.
Wait, let's
We had
pause.
a teacher lesson.
Explain
You had rolled up cue cards.
explain what the EdTPA is first for
I
people who
don't
have no
even
idea.
know what it is. To this day, don't even know what it is.
Jess
Okay,
had
so
to do the EdTPA assessment. Essentially, it's a huge assessment.
in order to get
Your
what I
your
certification,
teaching
yeah,
certification.
for New Jersey.
It was a mix of like recording yourself teaching, handing in lesson plans, answering all these questions, writing papers. Like it was the craziest, biggest undertaking. And I mean, we can say this now, like we helped you do it because it
Oh
was
my gosh,
the craziest thing. They don't even have it anymore. They don't even have the EdTPA now for student teachers
because they know how crazy it is.
because it was so crazy. So anyway, go ahead.
I had no idea what a TPA was. I was like, somebody help, please help. And Rachel, personality and loving, caring person, gal she is, was like, I'll help you. Let's do this. Let's get it done. And I was like, thank the heavens because
We made a calendar. We wrote out a whole calendar of what we were
we had
going
a
to do each day.
binder.
A binder.
We printed out all the instructions.
Yep.
Did we ever even refer to the binder? Rachel probably did. I didn't. But at one point, I was so nervous teaching the lesson on a video camera. And it wasn't a normal video camera. Remember, it was like moving around the class. It
They
was like a
gave
robot
you, yeah, they like gave you a video camera. I was hiding behind it, literally giving you cue
with cue
cards.
cards
Yep.
and like going like this. And the other teacher was like, and we should have been filmed and put on a reality TV show
We
because
should have. We probably bribed the kids to be good.
yes, and we would say everybody, all the kids like knew their lines. Like we'd be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, what do you think?" And like they'd have their answer, and we would be like, "So good, you're so good." So like it was a whole 15 to 20 minute. One was ELA, one was we recorded in math. You didn't even have to record a math. Um, I think maybe it was two ELA. I
We
don't
were
really remember.
overachievers for the EdTPA, and thank God you ended up passing.
But we didn't like our score.
No, we didn't. I was not happy. I wanted to complain. I we tried so hard. I mean, again, thank God they don't have that anymore. If you have that in your state, I'm so sorry for you.
So scary.
It was I didn't have to do that when
Because you were PA.
I graduated in
Wait, no.
I graduated in Pennsylvania. I got my teaching cert in PA and then New Jersey like accepts it over here or something.
Okay.
as long as I did like my tests. And I think I did my tests in PA. Whatever.
Like that's
I
not
mean,
fair.
all I
Whatever.
know is, yeah, no. All I know is I didn't have to do it, and having to do it with you,
It was a comedy show.
it was a
There were tears.
oh no.
There were tears. There were laughs.
You
There was late
came you came
nights.
to my home multiple times to work
I
on
think
it.
I slept over.
Yeah, we stayed at school so many hours working on it.
The cooperating teacher was like
Oh,
cursing.
the other yeah, are my co-teacher, and then there will be sometimes I'm like, you two just go work on it, like go to the conference room, work on it. I'll handle the kids today. Like it
And like me and her would write.
And it's so sad thinking back, like that took up time from your student teaching experience. Not
Yes.
that like, oh my
Because
God, it made all the difference, but like that's
because
that.
what did we learn from this? How to become an actress. How to read off cue cards.
That's what you learned during student teaching, how to become an actress.
No, ed TPA.
Oh, okay. I do feel like also from student teaching though, like getting in front of the kids, you just took it as like an acting role. And you were like, if
Yes.
I think of it like I'm acting, I'll be better.
And it's like all pretend. Like this is all pretend. Because it's just so nerve-wracking. Like imagine you're in a school by yourself, you're with two great teachers, but like you don't know them, and you're with 22 second graders. You don't know anybody. And Rachel like inched me into like slowly getting up there, but I still was like, I don't know what I'm doing. So n- not knowing what to do was like the biggest
I'm sure every lesson I
stomach ache.
made lists of what you did well and what you did not well.
Yes, she had pros and cons, and I was like, oh great, she's scoring me again. Here we go.
Yep.
And but thank goodness we had such you created such a positive environment and a great relationship between like teacher and student teacher that I eventually was like, oh, like she's pretty cool. Like I feel safe. This is a safe space. But I feel bad for my other friends who maybe had a tougher, maybe more old school or just a different type of teacher that was just more like, all right, your turn, go, get up there. And it
Yeah.
was like, would be like, oh, that's great. Like I would feel, I don't think I would have gotten over that hump the way I did in our class where I was like, all right, it's time to get up there. Cause towards the end, I was like cracking jokes up there. You could tell like I was more relaxed. And Rachel always had people coming in to observe me, even though that wasn't a requirement. She'd have the principal come in, some friends come in, and like make notes about like what I could do better, what I did well, and then we talk about it. Or she would send me on mock interviews. That I didn't have to do that. No other people were doing that, but Rachel sent me on them,
I sent
and I was
you to
just
like
like, yes, ma'am.
I sent you to all my friends' classrooms to observe them in all different grade levels, all different settings,
Hmm.
because I wanted you to see all the things. I wanted everyone to see you so that you got the feedback from all different people. What else did you say I made you do? Oh, mock interviews. Well, because then at the end of student teaching, it was like, I have to apply for jobs. I don't know what to do. And I think I had a little bit of an advantage in helping you because
Yes.
I had my principal cert at this point.
Hmm.
So I had been doing interviews with my principal for a long time.
So you have
And
questions.
oh, I had all the questions. So not only would you and I practice, but then I set up for you to practice with him.
Oh,
Um,
and then she one time the assistant superintendent was in the building and she stopped him and was like, "This is our student teacher. Please ask her an admin question." I mean, obviously my face is red. He could ask anything. I don't even remember what he asked, but one of the biggest questions that the principal asked me, and you like prepped me for this. I don't read for fun. I watch reality TV for fun.
oh, right.
And one of the questions was, "What are you reading?" Nothing. I don't have time to read. I'm reading the Ed TPA binder book. That's what I'm reading. But no, I said I oh,
We had prepared something.
yeah, it was like a basketball book.
Yeah, because
The Rise and Fall of Coach K, like the
yes,
Kentucky basketball
it
coach,
was like
because I knew basketball.
it was the one book you knew, and we knew he was going to ask that. Hopefully, he's not watching this, but we just had like an answer ready to go. I mean, I
Yeah.
also was never reading anything, but always had to tell him what I was reading. He thought, and he's correct. Like reading is important.
Yes,
I'm
it's
not a
so
reader.
important.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not-
we're just not readers.
So, and I remember in one of my interviews at a random school, they asked me, "Oh, like, are you reading anything?" I said, "Oh, this is my favorite question." I am reading, and I got so excited. I never read the book.
No, never read the book.
But man, was that my favorite question.
Well, also like tell me about yourself. I mean, that's a doozy.
Please, I'm like, what do you want to know? Like it's just way too broad. Like, what do you want to know?
Do you
You know?
think that considering we haven't touched on anything that's in my outline that we were supposed to
Oh
talk about,
gosh.
yeah, do you think that we could go back? Let's look at our advice
Yeah.
that we had written. So way back when, 5 years ago, I guess we're saying this was,
Hmm.
when Jess was student teaching in my classroom, at the end of the whole experience, we wrote a little blog post together on my website and we gave people advice.
Even though we're not readers,
We want you to read the blog post. So
but we won't.
down below, we're going to right now. Down below is the link to this, but I'm going to pull it up right now. So,
Okay.
student teacher and co op advice slash tips. So cute. All our pictures together.
Aw.
Um, let's not forget to talk about the parties that we had. But anyway,
Yes.
so we got together and we came up with um tips. So this says tips for student teachers. I feel like these are ones maybe you came up with. So the first one, it might be weird at first. Going into the classroom for the first time, remember that you are brand new to teaching and it will feel a bit weird getting up in front of the class for the first few weeks. Once you develop a relationship with your students and teachers, it will feel more natural. Be patient. That's good.
That's a really nice way of saying it. It's awful. It's so scary. But just be yourself. Be your true authentic self.
Oh, I like this next one. And we were really pushing this that year. SEL is just as important as academics. Coming out of COVID, that was such a big theme,
Yeah.
slash, like it meant a lot to me, my co-teacher. So like we really like ingrained that in your brain, I feel like.
Yes. Yes.
So it says make sure to
That's
teach
a big one.
them those social emotional skills to be well-rounded kiddos, then teach them the academics, which you now know from that experience like how important that is. And after being a
Yes.
teacher for 4 years, you know that's important.
Well, I actually
Instilled
instilled
it.
it in my class. Every Friday we have SEL Friday, and then we call it like it's at the end of the period. It's at the end of the day, like 25 minutes. It's like a social skills block, and they just learn social skills,
I love
eye
that.
contact. Yes, and it's like the simplest things of like when you're talking to somebody, like let's make eye contact, or just manners, or learning how to be a good friend, or what does perseverance mean? And like we read little SEL stories, we talk about it. We'll do like a quick activity, and like it's short and sweet, but like they love it. It's how we end our Fridays, and I stand by that.
Jess, I love that. Did you just start that this past year?
No, it actually was, it was an actual class in my old district my first year, and then they got rid of it.
Okay.
But I kept doing it because I was like, wow, this is actually really important.
Well,
A social skills SEL.
and for kindergartners, I mean,
Oh my
they're
goodness.
babies.
They're learning how to be functioning humans in society.
Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
so that obviously is a great one. And then the next one was every lesson will not be a hit, and that's
God.
okay. You're still learning. That's the whole point of student teaching. You're not expected to be able to know everything and do everything. Be patient with yourself. Even veteran teachers have lessons that flop. Get feedback from your cooperating teacher for every lesson you teach so that you can continue to grow.
No, that's true. That's very true.
Still holds.
I still stand by that.
Classroom management is essential. We definitely talked about that.
Hmm.
I feel like that's the biggest thing you came out of student teaching
Yeah.
with.
And I'll die
Um,
on that hill.
come in early. Love that.
Come in
This
early.
can help prepare you for your day. So when it comes time when the students come, you can greet them and they can
And
have
you'll
your
feel good.
yes.
You'll feel good.
Yeah.
Like your day. My school starts at 8:25. Teachers report at 8:10. I get to school at 7:45.
Yeah.
I feel good.
Yes.
I beat the traffic,
Yep.
but I feel good. Like everything's ready to go. And I still have like 15 minutes to maybe like scroll because I can't scroll the whole day. So it's like let me just catch up, answer some things, boom, let's start our day.
I do think that's so important. Like I think now at my school, teachers have to be there at 8:10 or 8:15. The kids come at like 8:20, the bell
Mhm.
rings. I'm there for sure by 8, which
Yeah.
gives me a full 20 before the kids come in. It gives me and my aides some time to chat, even sometimes sooner than 8, but like I try to be there by 8
Yeah.
and you know me, like everything's ready to go. It's just a matter of like
Mhm.
being there and like
Yeah.
having a second. I don't I don't understand when people come and like if there's reasons like kids and whatever. I know nothing about that life. You know
It's
nothing about that life. But I can't grasp getting there when the kids are arriving.
just too frantic. There's too much going on. You don't feel ready. You can't catch your breath.
Yeah.
And then especially with kindergarten, they need a lot. They're little ones.
Oh
They're
yeah, you're
like, can you
turn
tell me, shoe?
on. Yep.
Where did I put this? Where are we going outside today? Like, there's a million questions. Like,
Yeah, I feel the same. Like once it hits 8:20, like my mode has to switch. So I'd rather have that 20 minutes of like calm before the
yeah,
storm.
and be like, all right, let's do this.
And then, oh, this last one I like, utilize your preps. I feel like I taught you that pretty well. Get your work done during
Yes.
your preps and lunches so you don't have to stay late after school slash work or on the weekends. And I
Yeah.
feel like I still to
Even
this
your lunch.
day, I still to this day work through my lunch.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather do that than like go sit and chat in the teacher room.
Yep.
I've
And
always
so you
been
can
like
run.
that.
But then when everything's done, you get to leave when the kids leave. So it's
Yes.
great.
Yes.
Like, let's leave. Like, I know after school ends, I leave when the kids leave because I'm getting everything done during my preps and lunch. And then I feel good because I come home, I get ready for the gym. I'm not at school until 4 something. Rachel probably still is and will always be because she loves being at school. But I don't. I want to get out. I want to go to the gym. I want to
Yep.
make dinner. I want to go outside. I want to go on a walk. Like, get it done during the prep and lunch.
Yeah.
You'll feel great.
I will say this year, like I'm walking out after the kids leave. The kids leave. My aides come back
Wow.
from the buses. We like decompress for a second. We talk about whatever we need to talk about because
Yeah.
now like I work on a team of people. So
Mhm.
after we have that chat, like honestly, I'm leaving.
Wow.
I know. Thank you. I really
It's
appreciate that.
gross. It's
Um,
gross.
Now it says tips for mentor teachers to support your student teacher. So we'll run through these
Mhm.
quickly. Always give feedback. We talked about that, and I know it probably was annoying at the time for you, but I think that stuff is invaluable. And
No, it's so true. But you have to establish a relationship first, or else it kind of comes off like you're bad,
well,
like you're not good.
it's kind of like with your kids, right? Like with your students, if you don't have a
Yeah,
relationship with them, you can't
exactly.
teach them. So with
Like
your
if
student teacher,
exactly.
yeah, we had to form like our relationship and forget friendship.
Yeah.
Like we just got lucky that we
Yeah.
also became friends, but like you have to build that like rapport first and then
Yeah.
giving those.
Because if we didn't have that relationship and you were writing talk louder, take more pauses, and I would have been like, okay, so I'm Hartwell. So great. Thank you. But since me and Rachel had that, I don't know, I'm also like very silly. So like I'd be like, so I was really good. Or like we had a good
Yeah.
banter back and forth. So if
Oh
she
yeah.
did write like, you have to speak up, I'd been like, okay, you're right. Like it wouldn't bother me. Or I wouldn't take it so like I'm a sensitive gal.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have taken it so to the chest.
Oh yeah. And
But
like that's a nice one you're saying, like speaking louder. I'm
yeah,
sure that there were some other things that
like
I don't remember.
like oh, you probably were like, did you study what you were supposed to teach last night? And I probably didn't. And you probably were like, you could. That's mm, mm.
Yeah.
Or she'd be like, how about you just like go reread that again and sit down and just like study a little? And be like, okay, sorry.
And come back and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, yeah. But
Think what?
when I mistaught, I remember it was recorded
You mean
and they called
the
me and
ad
they were like,
the adverbs?
adverbs.
Oh, I'll never forget that lesson. That
You'll never
lesson,
forget what an adverb is.
it wasn't recorded. Your supervisor came in to watch you, your student teaching like person.
No, no, it was recorded.
Oh, and you had to submit it to them.
Yeah.
Not for Ed TPA, for your like student teaching whatever
Hmm.
at your
Like,
university.
yeah, observations
And
from
they
them.
basically told you that you taught adverbs wrong, which
Yeah, and
I
they
was
didn't know
there,
whether to tell me or not.
which I was there. My co-teacher was there. Together we have over 25 years of experience. We didn't think it was wrong. They thought it was wrong.
But like devastating.
Remember we scheduled a meeting. I got in the meeting with the people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, I also have one more thing to say.
Okay.
Rachel is such a supportive, cooperating teacher. She fought so hard for me that when I didn't win Student Teacher of the Year for Drew University, she wanted a meeting. She wanted reasons why. She wanted the rubric.
Yeah.
And I remember getting the call that I didn't win, and I dropped down on my knees and I was like, "Why?"
Yeah.
And we took that one really hard.
We took that. I obviously, like everyone else, don't like being told no, but also when I have good reason and I feel that what I think is like right. So I worked with Jess for a whole year. We made her do all the things. I mean, she was a student teacher times 10. So when it came time for this
Mhm.
award, I'm like, oh my, I mean,
We're winning.
obviously, obviously it's going to be Jess. And
And then it was in my head. I was like, "We won this! Like we won the award, like the Academy Award. Like it was ours. Like there was no second thoughts in my head. Like I was coming in with the trophy. We were having a party."
yeah, no, like there was going to be, and the way you spoke about other people's experiences in your program, like
Yeah.
you were having the best experience in this, and like just so
Yes.
many things that when it came time and we found out you didn't get it, I mean,
We cried for days, and we told everybody, and we wanted a revote, a recount.
I
We
mean,
wanted everything.
you,
We were going to schedule a meeting with the Drew University Board of Ed.
no, like
And we were like,
literally,
"Why? Tell me why." Like we kind of went Full Housewives.
yeah,
Why? Name them.
name them,
Name them.
name them. No, I wanted a rubric. I wanted to know why. I mean, also, we can't control that. We know that you were the best student teacher. You were the student teacher of the year. You still
Yeah.
are. Like in my eyes, I did have after you, I had another amazing student teacher.
She was great. Loved her.
If she's listening, I got so lucky because I did
Icon.
2 years in a row and I
Hmm.
really truly got so lucky. Like thank God. But anyway, you
Yeah.
were the student teacher
Sure.
of the year. Like it I mean, you still are.
I still am.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay,
back to the
back to our
advice.
advice. So we said always give feedback. Get them into other classrooms. We talked about this.
Yes.
I
Yes.
thought this was
Yes.
important. I literally had Jess make up a spreadsheet. I was like, you need to sit there, you need to make it up with times and whatever, have people sign up for times or find out when they can do it, make a spreadsheet. Everything was organized. And I think those little things helped you too, by the way. Like making you
Yes.
do these little
Hmm.
tasks. I did not do all the behind the scenes stuff. Anything I was doing, you were involved in. So I was like, I want you to get in these classrooms. You're going to email them. You're going to ask them
Hmm.
when's good. And, I'll check it, but you're getting in those other classrooms. And I mean, you went into preschool, first grade, all the grades.
All the way to fourth. Yeah.
Yeah, resource room, all the
Hmm.
things. Probably even specials classes. I just don't remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I would also say at the end of the year, when you feel more comfortable in that school, start subbing in those other grades. I think I subbed music for preschool.
it's coming. That's another one of the
Oh,
things.
really?
So get them into other classrooms. The next one is invite them to meetings. Basically, you should be doing anything I'm doing. Like that's how I
Hmm.
felt. I know that some things were not required, not needed, whatever. I felt anything I was doing during that year, you're doing.
I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to do these progress reports. You're sitting and watching me do them. You're actually going to do the next one.
Yeah.
Or like, what do you think Joe should have for this goal?
Or parent teacher conferences.
Oh, you're doing them.
Hmm.
Yep, you teach them in group. You're going to talk
Yeah.
during this parent teacher conference.
Yep.
You wanted to kill me for that one.
I wanted to cry.
Yeah, that one.
Because it then becomes scary because I wasn't really a teacher yet, but I was teaching their kids, and I was like, but they're parents, like they're adults. I'm a child. Like they're not gonna take me serious, but it's a great experience. Do it.
Yeah, do everything with me. Subcert is next. Yes, obviously get your
Yeah.
subcert, start stubbing. This way if the school needs a sub for a day or part of a day, you can be in the classroom. I think I didn't love it as much when you were student teaching. Like I wanted you to have your full student teaching experience, but then right after that was over, go sub. Um, mock interviews I talked about next.
Hmm.
And I did link my blog post
Those,
to that.
that's a really good link.
Yeah.
Click on the link.
Yeah, because then you get all my example interview questions.
And you'll, those are all the questions every single district has asked me.
Yeah.
They're spot on.
Yeah. So yeah, that was pretty much that blog post.
I stand by all
The
those.
reels linked below are basically, one is us, we filmed ourselves basically being like, we had such a great year together. Go check out our blog post with all of our advice. I had the same nail color, by the way, I realized as I was linking those today. And then the second one linked below is a blooper video of us trying to
Oh
film
my gosh.
the first video. Yeah, no.
There's probably gonna be another one like this. We should do another bloop,
Oh,
a bloopers
I
video
was
of
just
the
going to
pod.
say there's actually no bloopers. You've done so well. We've talked through this whole thing. You've only said cut like 2 times, but now you just
Bloopers.
now you just created a blooper. So thank you.
Yeah.
Let's just scroll through the outline. We're so deep in, and we've talked for a very long time, but I just want to make sure we touched on everything because
Okay.
it's so useful to have you on as much as you don't want to be here. Okay.
I'm doing really great.
Ooh, should we do a fun little rapid fire for like a minute? Like, I'm just gonna
Hit me.
rapid fire and you have to just answer whatever comes to your mind first.
Go.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay.
Cut. I'm kidding.
Coffee
Ready.
or energy drink?
Coffee.
Favorite kindergarten read aloud book?
The book with no pictures.
One classroom item that you constantly are buying again and again, or that you would buy again?
What's the question?
What about your big chair in your room? You love your big chair.
My big chair, my big egg chair.
Your big egg like wooden chair.
Yes.
What's
It's a staple.
another favorite classroom item?
The hashtag blocks
Yes.
for morning
Me
bins.
too.
That's a really good one.
Yeah, from the Target dollar spot. They look like little
Yes.
hashtags. They're like Legos essentially, but
I love them.
in the shape of hashtags. I could sit
I
there.
love building.
I could sit there and just play with them all day.
Ugh.
What is your most used phrase in the classroom? What are you always saying?
There's no smiling in kindergarten.
What?
And they love it. They're like, ah! They think I'm hysterical.
Oh, so you're just like a class clown in your own classroom.
Yeah, and sometimes they're like so little they don't get it. But then sometimes I'm like, and they now, once they get to know me and my sense of humor, they crack up. They think I'm hysterical.
There's no smiling in kindergarten.
I go, there's no smiling in kindergarten.
And then
they're
they
like,
start laughing.
and I'm like, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God. What is your favorite part about kindergarten?
Oh my goodness. Okay, this is the unedited version. They're like kind of like tiny drunk people.
Okay.
Like, I don't think I can say that aloud. They're just like, kindergarten is so special because they're only 5 and 6, but they understand more than you think.
Yes.
So you can have real conversations with them. For example, when I got engaged, I was like, Miss Mars getting married. They were like, married? To who? And I'm like, Cole. It was a little confusing, but like the rest of the year, they were like, wait, where was I going with this? They're just like, they know more than they.
Okay, I'm gonna ask the question again.
What's the question?
What is your favorite part of teaching kindergarten?
How do I phrase it in the sense of like they're just cool.
They're just cool. I think
Kids are just cool.
you've shared with me you like that they are like these tiny little humans that are just like hyper, but that like
Keep bopping around.
yeah, they're just like bopping around, and you can like have conversations with them, but at the same time they're still little and cute.
Yeah. And like sometimes the conversations will get deep, but like also sometimes it's way over their head. I'm like, we lost the plot.
Yeah,
we
constantly losing the plot. Yeah,
but like we were there for a minute and it was so much fun,
and then
but then we lose it and it's like and then they'll forget it like 5 seconds later because like they're worried about like what they're eating for lunch or going outside for recess.
You do have the funniest stories from teaching kindergarten.
I have the best stories. But I will say one also really great thing about kindergarten is that they know more than you think, especially when it comes to academics.
Yeah.
Like, who would have thought when I was in kindergarten, I was not doing 6 plus 5 or 5 plus 2. I was like naming the shapes and the colors. They're fully like making addition sentences. They're reading at a level C, or their sight words. Like they're
Kindergarten has
magical.
changed. They're
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 magical. I
magically.
mean, do I think kindergarten is like way up here for those little tiny humans? Yeah, they miss some of like those fun things. That's why social skills is so important in SEL.
Um, one word to describe your student teaching experience.
Unforgettable.
One word to describe your first year teaching.
Say it again.
One word to describe your first year of teaching.
Oh gosh. Bittersweet.
Okay, why?
It was sweet in the sense of it was bitter. It was bitter because I had no idea what I was doing and I hated it at first because I was so scared. But it was sweet because I got to learn to stand on my own. I learned the curriculum, which was my biggest fear. Curriculum is like my biggest fear
Yeah.
because every school does it differently, and you want as a teacher you're a perfectionist and you want to get it done the right way the first time.
Yep.
But it was sweet because I really came into my own. I developed great relationships with the kids and the parents that lasted now to this day. Like I still FaceTime kids from 5 years ago and their parents. So like it was bitter in the sense of like I had to leave Rachel and I had no idea what I was doing, but it was sweet because I stood on my own, made my own path in my teaching career.
Yeah. What is one piece of advice in just one sentence for teachers, new teachers, student teachers, any kind of teacher? One piece of advice, one sentence.
Don't do it.
No.
I'm just kidding. You'll make no money, but you'll love them.
You want to give a
Um,
real piece of advice?
no,
How about believing in yourself and having confidence?
no,
Come
that's
on.
corny.
I think that's something that you struggled with was having the
It's the
confidence in yourself.
confidence.
You could do it. You just kept telling yourself that you were scared and like sweating and blah blah blah, but like
Yeah.
you were capable. And I think
All right, right. So ask the question.
we're leaving all that in. So go ahead. What's your one piece of
Oh,
advice?
you can do it.
Okay. Anyway, this
Not
was
note, swipe up for 25%
no,
off of Rachel Glassman's Teacher Pay Teacher.
that's not a
Use
thing.
code Jess Kindergarten.
That's not a thing. None of this is a thing. Oh, now you love being on here. You didn't even want to do this.
You know, believe in yourself.
Okay, Jess, thank you so much for coming on today. Obviously, we have
Thank
to do this
you.
again. I feel like are we on Giggly Squad on the toast?
We're on the
We're on,
toast right
okay, the
now.
toast right now.
Or like Joey Camasta and Snooki.
Okay, one of those. This was super, super fun. It's so insane to think that you were my student teacher 5 years ago, and like,
No.
look at us now. We have remained such good friends, and you're like a whole teacher.
Percent.
You're about to go into your fifth year. That's mind blowing to me. Thank you everyone for listening. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure that you are following the podcast, of course, because we've got some more amazing guests joining us throughout the
And
summer.
and comment Jess if you would like me to return. The more Jesses, the more chances I'll come on. And I'll see you.
That's not
Bye.
a thing. But until next time, we will see you later. And I love
Cue
it.
the outro music.
You're really throwing me off. Until next time, bye everyone. Hope you're having a great summer. See you next time.
Imagine we go viral and we go on like ABC News or something.
Okay.
The morning show.
Seriously,
Wake up, New York, or whatever it
I'm
is.
stopping the recording.
Okay.